Hello, welcome to Sunday Kehwa Sips with Santosh Bakaya. Nice to see you all in your colorful glory, your smiling and beaming faces, your expectant looks, the questions hovering on your lips. What is she going to tell us, which we don't know already? Okay, let me come down to brass tacks. Can any one of you tell me what creativity is? Can you? Well, just the other day I saw a boy who had a phrase emblazoned on his blue t-shirt. It said, "I'm awesome. Are you awesome too?" That brought a smile to my lips. Well, let me confess, I'm definitely not awesome. I just love to write. That reminds me, just the other day I was in an engineering college giving a lecture on the importance of rich vocabulary. And I told them that all of you seem to be very fond of the word awesome. You know, one should enrich one's vocabulary and rise above the word awesome. Many adjectives can be used in place of awesome, like amazing, awe-inspiring, stunning, spectacular, magnificent, wonderful, remarkable, and many more. And many more. After harping on the theme of vocabulary building for 10 minutes, I asked the students, "How did you find my lecture? How did you find my lecture?" Poker-faced, all of them remarked in one voice, "Awesome, man. Awesome, ma'am. Awesome." Honestly, I was not tongue-tied, but I blurted out, "Thanks for that awesome tongue-in-cheek remark." The entire class burst out laughing, and I also joined in the laughter. They promised me that when I came to their college next, they would have a richer vocabulary. Well, I believed them. I had no other choice. You know, when I was a school-going girl here in Jaipur, I would often be thrown out of the class for my pranks and the excuses that followed those pranks. Hearing which, one of the teachers had remarked, "This brat is going to write a novel someday because she comes up with such original excuses. She has a very fertile imagination." Well, I did have a very fertile imagination. I'll talk about my fertile imagination some other time, but right now, let me tell you that I believe that every child is born with a creative streak, a fertile imagination. I know a boy who, as a 4-year-old, would often bang his head against the wall, bawl his guts out, his eye cocked in the direction of his parents, trying to gauge the reaction of his parents. That is creativity at its best. The boy had immense trust in his acting capabilities. And what is acting if not creativity? He was thinking out of the box, conjuring creative pranks from his armory to get his parents to succumb to his demands. Well, through creativity, one can generate, process, and transform an idea into something original, innovative, and unique. With a creative bent of mind, one can always reinvent old ideas. One can juxtapose the old against the new and serve something new on the platter. The mind, we all see, we all know, is always creating, recreating, inventing, reinventing. It is forever churning. So another thing which I would like to talk about is the reading habit, which is very important. Once you have realized that you want to become a writer, one has to read and read and read and read a lot. That reminds me of a famous line from one of my favorite books, Catcher in the Rye. I'm quite illiterate, but I read a lot. I also read a lot. And let me tell you that I finished reading all the books in my dad's huge library when I was in the 10th grade. I still read whenever I can lay my hands on any book, good, bad, or ugly. I love to read. And you know, as a schoolgirl, I was very fond of writing limericks. And let me recite a limerick of Edward Lear, which I am very fond of. In fact, I am very fond of all his limericks. In fact, I wrote one of my books, Ballad of Bapu, in the rhyme scheme of AABBA, that is the rhyme scheme of a limerick. So there is this limerick of Edward Lear, which I am very fond of. There was an old man with a beard who said, "It is just as I feared. 2 owls and a hen, 4 larks and a wren have all built their nests in my beard." So I'll not be wrong if I say that Edward Lear initiated me into writing limericks in particular and into writing in general. And let me recite a limerick that I composed just now while talking to you. Snap out of your midday naps. Come wear your thinking caps. Put up your socks, think out of the box, and wait for those resounding claps. And I have this book here, The Catcher in the Rye, with me. It was a novel by J.D. Salinger, an all-time classic. So why don't you guys read this book, and when we meet next, why don't you tell me how it triggered your creativity and enriched your vocabulary? Toodaloo till we meet again. Well, P.J. Wodehouse used the term toodaloo in his works, and I have always been a Wodehouse fan. More on him when we meet next. I'll catch you later. Toodaloo, and thank you so much.